For this year's Super Bowl commercial, Audi decided it would be a great idea to take a stand on the gender wage gap.
What do I tell my daughter? Do I tell her that her grandpa's worth more than her grandma?
It depends. Is her grandfather worth more? Did her grandmother take time off to raise children? Does her grandfather have more experience at his vocation?
That her dad is worth more than her mom?
It depends. Does her father work overtime at a stressful job? Is her mother working part-time?
Do I tell her that despite her education, her drive, her skills, her intelligence, she will automatically be valued as less than every man she ever meets?
It depends what career path she chooses. Will she go into a vocation with a higher pay rate or one with a lower pay scale? Will she major in a STEM field or will she choose gender studies?
Or maybe I'll be able to tell her something different.
I know this might be difficult, but you could try doing some basic research and tell her the truth. A message on Audi's YouTube page noted that a 2016 report by the U.S. Congress Joint Economic Committee found that women were paid 21% less than men on average. This does not mean that men and women doing the same job were compared against each other. It means that if you take the average man's salary and compare it to the average woman's salary across all jobs, you will find that men earn more. From an article at Mises.org, men go into technology and hard sciences more than women. For example, in 2011, just 18% of computer science undergraduates were women. Men tend to take more stressful jobs that are not 9 to 5. Often, these jobs are dangerous, which would explain why men make up 93% of workplace fatalities. Men are more likely to work longer hours, and the pay gap widens for every hour past 40 per week. The differences in hours worked were not taken into account in the pay data. Women are more likely to have gaps in their careers, primarily because of child rearing and child care. Less experience means lower pay. The gender pay gap is used to promote the idea that there is a built-in sexism going on within businesses. The implication is that most companies take advantage of women by paying them less. The underlying message is that something must be done to address this problem. How would we do this? Using the examples outlined previously, should we force women against their will to study things like computer science? Should we force men to stop studying computer science? Or should we force women to take the stressful, dangerous jobs to bring down the 93% workplace fatalities that happen to men? Should women not be allowed to work part-time or take time off for children? Doesn't that seem silly? The truth is that men and women are individually making choices on their careers that affect their pay. Using the Pew Research Center analysis of the Bureau of Labor Statistics data from 2015, we see that Asian men earned more than any other group. We also see that Asian women do better than non-Asian women. How does this happen? Do business owners prefer Asian workers, or are more Asian workers drawn to higher paying jobs? Does Audi believe that everything should be equal? Are they looking for the equality of results instead of the equality of opportunity? According to a recent CNN article, women currently make up 22% of Audi's workforce, but the company has said it's working to change that. The U.S. automotive industry's average for the number of women in the workforce is 27%. How exactly will Audi change that? Is 27% their target? Should it be higher? Will Audi only accept female candidates to bring their female employee percentage up? Will better qualified male candidates be passed over in favor of less qualified females? Unfortunately, the answer to that is yes. From their press release, Audi also instituted a graduate internship program where 50% of enrollment must be female, establishing greater equality for our future workforce. This statement puts a limit on the number of male interns Audi will hire, with no limit to the number of female interns. By definition, this is a sexist policy. I'm sure Audi believes they are doing a great thing in discriminating against men to help out women, but aren't you doing a disservice to women by saying that they cannot compete with men for a job? Is grading women on a curve good for anyone? For the women that are hired, they will never know if they were truly the most qualified applicants. The rest of the company's employees may wonder the same thing. Would you be here if you were a man? Or were you hired to fill a female quota? Having said all that, as a private enterprise, Audi should be free to hire whomever they want using whatever criteria they believe is best for business, even if that means passing over highly qualified candidates to achieve workplace diversity. They are free to draw their own conclusions about what causes the wage gap. They are free to act on those questionable conclusions because it just feels good to do something about a problem that doesn't exist. And for feeling good about not understanding data, Audi, you get a trophy. Thanks for watching.